Okay, Money Trees Part 2. This is the big money video series. I'm going to do this every single month because I spend a lot of money on expensive stuff. When it comes out, I'm kind of hunting for stuff that looks interesting. I buy it. A lot of times I move along. Some of them I keep and I fall in love with them. I'm going to keep track of those monthly. Just so you guys know, it's my opinion with my library and my preferences, which I think most of you watching probably know, or you'll get to know them. If you're interested in winning the THEA Audio Prestige LTD, which is going to get a video, when it gets its video, the winner is going to be at the end of the video for this, but it's going to be pulled from this comment section. There's a guy in Discord I spoke to, and that's the regular one. This is the LTD, so it's a different one. This is the ARE Audio Neon Pro, and it was won today. But I had to spin 5 times because 2 of them didn't have public subscriptions, and 2 of them did, but I wasn't in it, so I don't know. But go to the community section, and the dude that won, contact me within 7 days, and you got a $700 plus set, or I paid that much anyway, and it's really, really nice. Vocals are slightly recessed, but it's otherwise a very, very musical, very enjoyable set. Now, to the sets that are on this list right here, and there are the frequency graphs. The border is up. I think number 5 is the Let's Shore Cadenza. It's a BA and a dynamic driver, though it doesn't really sound like it's got a dynamic driver in it. It's a very clean, very highly resolving, something that I think is most suitable for classic music, acoustic guitar. It can get a little intense over a long period of time, but it's just a res beast. It's really, really good. Build quality, presentation, all of that feels premium. It kind of feels like it's worth the price to me. Cable, the whole thing from A to Z is done very, very well. It's the best thing that Let's Shore has ever produced, in my opinion. Number 4 is the Unique Melody Multiverse. I think it's the best set that Unique Melody's made. There's other sets that have come, especially recently. I just got the Mark III from the Mess series, and I think it's a really good set, but I think the Multiverse is on another level. It's really good, and I have to put it on this list. I love it. And it's all BA, so there's that. I usually like my dynamic drivers, but the tuning of the Multiverse is just my thing. I wish it had a little bit more bass, but I love that set. Number 3 is the Prestige LTD, which is going to get its own video. It's got a 5-way crossover. It's got some good tech in it. It's tuned a little bit better, and it's a beast with my library. It's better than the Monarch 1 or 2, in my opinion. It's probably the best thing THEA Audio's released. That's why it's on this list. That bass is beautiful, and they did the treble really good this time, in my opinion. Number 2 is the Storm by Subtonic. I think they sold out all the Founders Edition. I don't know what they're going to do next. I don't know how much they're going to charge, but I'm going to buy it immediately because they got some mad skills over there. Number 1 is the Grand Maestro SE. I don't know if I'll throw up a graph or not, but there's basically 4 tunings. You got to buy that other... what is that thing called? I'm not going to redo this video because I can't remember. It's like a module that you stick in, and it changes the tuning, and you got to pay extra for the additional one, and they're going to have more modules coming in the future. It's basically the Grand Maestro, I believe it's a tribrid. It's something like 1DD, 7BA, 4EST. I think that's actually correct. It's a beast. It's my favorite. The only reason it's over the Storm is because it's got 4 profiles that are all independently quite excellent. So those are the 5. If we're talking about genres, I would say that rock and roll would be, let me start on the left. I think for hip hop it would be the Grand Maestro, and it would be the Prestige. I would take that set because they got full extension, great res, and they got that thump that works with hip hop. Rock and roll, I'm going to say that those 2 plus the Multiverse do rock great. The Multiverse is not a sofa set, which means that it's not something you would just kick back and listen to for 4 hours. The other 2 mentioned, I could. The Multiverse is a little bit more intense, like the Cadenza over a period of time. The lack of note weight can kind of lean it towards brightness and fatigue and maybe a ringing in the ear after long listening sessions. And I like to listen for a long time. I kill batteries on DAPs regularly. So I like to do the long sessions. The reggae would be the same as rock and roll, and classic would be where the Storm and the Cadenza really, really shine because they're technical chops. They do just really, really good. Now, tech ranking. I want to explain this. So some people talk about tech and res. It's kind of like a meme. A lot of stuff in the hobby is. The ability to perceive subtle nuances inside of high quality, well-produced tracks is res, and is technicalities. My ability to pick up the finger slides on the fretboard of a guy doing Randy Rhoads' D, which is a classical exercise intro, before it gets into the track. pedal pushes on some Elton John tracks. The double beep on Michael Jackson's Want to Be Starting Something that only appears on the left side. That's very hard to catch with really good gear, but some gear catches it. So those little audio Easter eggs that are not related to unusually boosted sections that really push something out, because it wouldn't work for more than 10 minutes. This is stuff that's tuned well and also picks up all the subtle nuances, and all 5 of these do that well. So the tech rankings are really that. I would say that the Prestige, with its big bass, extension, and high res, would be the 5th on this, followed by the Cadenza. Next would be the Multiverse. Next would be the Grand Maestro, and the Tech Beast would be the Storm. And again, the subtle nuances and how clear and natural those sound to me are really the evaluation to what that actually means when you're wondering about tech ranking. It's the little things that you notice. You think that there's a double beat next to you. You take a look to your left, and it was something in the track that you had never noticed before because it's tuned as well. The first set that ever gave me a hint to that was the Sony EX1000. You look at that on a graph and you think, no thank you. Man, 16 millimeter liquid crystal polymer, a little bit EQ here and there. That set that's a beast, man. I mean, that's old style. That's Japanese J5 from 10 years ago, but that was how I started to get a hint that there's some sets out there that do a lot of really great stuff and make me enjoy the music more. Before I get out of here, this is a set, I can't remember the name because it's kind of complicated. This guy is, well, he's all over the world actually. He's a young DIY guy that's creating his own brand. This particular set is a kind of a prototype, and it's a bass monster. This is kind of the precursor to a set that's going to be coming out that's kind of in this price range. Multiple DDs, probably very large amounts of bass, ability to change the tuning via filters, stuff like that. I'll be introducing that set probably in an upcoming video. And of course the Thea Audio Prestige will be coming up, and at the end of that video I'll be giving that away to somebody to comment below this video. So again, the Cadenza, the Multiverse, the Prestige LTD, the LTD, not the original, the Storm, and the Grand Maestro are 5 sets that are quite expensive that I've tried since the beginning of 2023, and I find to be, I want to keep them. I don't want to let them go because I like them a lot. Good stuff in a sea of other stuff that's not quite measuring up. Personal preference, personal library. That's the evaluation. And should we look at the frequency graph? I think we'll go ahead and skip that. You can do that at your leisure. And I'm out.